Hey everyone, let's do a demo on operators. So instead of just giving you a real hello world example, I just thought I'll just give you a real-time example where, for example, let's make an assumption that we are making a GET call to some RESTful API, and that API is going to return some data, obviously, right? So based on that, we're just making a decision. So if the data is returned, then we just do something with the data. Otherwise, we just go and retry. So let's assume that we are retrying for 5 times, and if the retry, if one of the retries if returning a data, then again it goes back this block and then again checks it. If yes, then do something with the data. Otherwise, it just keep retrying until 5 times. So once a retry exceeds, then just we are just exceeding the program. So looking at this flow diagram, there are two decisions which will just end the program. These two are the boxes, right? So once if the retry is greater than 5 or if there is a valid data, then we just return this. So in implementing this workflow into a code when we program, obviously then we'll have to use a lot of operators. So that's what we're going to do now. So let's get started. For example, in our example, just we are assuming that we are making a get call. So let me just simply print a message saying that I'm just making a get call, right? So part of that call, so I'm just going to get some data. So let me declare a variable to store the data. Let me say this data and initialize this with this just an empty string, right? So let's assume that I'm just returning some data as part of the API. I'm just going to get some data. Again, for our example, let's say that I'm just getting a JS as a data, right? So in real time, we just get a different JS object or array or maybe a different set of thing, even including a string. But let's assume a very simple example of just getting a data as JS. So until this point, it's all clear, right? Now, because it is returning a data, it is also possible that API will also just tell us the status code. So let me declare a variable called status code and then just initialize with undefined because I do not know the type. So generally that status code may be a string or maybe just a number. So generally it is a number, but let's assume that we don't know the data type. So let's keep that as undefined. So that's how we declare it initially. So because there is a valid data, so what we're going to check if there is a data, meaning what this says, if the data is not any of the falsy values, then this will evaluate to true. If true, then we just say the status code equal to 200, right? So generally we set the status code equal to 200, and then we also need to tell whether this is we got the data or not, right? Because in our example, if we don't get the data, we need to retry it. So obviously we need to set some flag and then which will tell us whether we need to retry or not, right? So let's also just declare another variable. Say that let data returned, because it is going to be a boolean type. Let me reinitialize this with a false value, right? Okay, so now because I get the data, if data, meaning that if it is a valid data, then I'll set the data returned variable as true, right? Okay, and then finally I'm just doing a day something with the data. So let's say that for our purpose, but let me say that data equal to, I'm just concatenating the data with something. Let's say that data equal to data plus, and then just put is awesome, for example, right? Okay, so here I just to make a condition, because in some time if the data is not returned, then obviously this will become an undefined value, because that's, sorry, it will become an empty string. Obviously the empty string plus something will be an invalid thing. So again, I just need to make if condition if there is a valid data, and then you just do this, right? If data, again just you print this. So this is what I need to print. Let me say this is my data again. I'm just putting it here, and then say this is, I'm just printing that result, again just printing the same data. Otherwise we can store this data in a different variable, that's optional. Let me say this is result, because this is a final API result, for example. So I'm just initializing this with undefined again, because I do not know what would be the data type. So now until this point it is a positive scenario, because we are making a call, assuming that we are making a call as part of the, we are returning some data. Now because there is a data, it will just reset the status code equal to 200, and the flag will set it as true here, because initially we are having a flag as false. Now if there is a data, because there is a data, then this block goes in and then executes and reset the data value plus the concatenation. So basically this is concatenates, plus here means the concatenation of this and then this. So remember, if you see either side of the plus operator is a string, then obviously it will implicitly convert the other type into string. Obviously that's a concatenation. Now this will be saved in this data, and then we are just going to print the same thing. So instead, because we declared a new variable, let me save this as a result and then just print the result, right? So this is our positive test. Let's assume that we get the data in the first call itself without retrying. So now let's print this. Let's run this program and then see that we are making a get call, and then JS is awesome is our response. But what happens if the data is not returned in the first retry? That's where we need to just do a retry condition, which means a loop. So in this context, the ideal would be to use a while condition, while loop, because when we talk about loops, that we understand more, but this purpose of this session is to tell you how we are using a different set of operators. Now before even we do something with the data, because this is something that we are doing with the data, right? So this will not going to return the data in all the time, because we just sometime we not retry 5 times. So that's what we're going to write now. So retry. So how are we retrying it? So we know that the while condition will just look for some condition. If the condition is meet, then this is going to execute it a number of times. So let's assume that what determines whether an API is successful or false. So this particular variable, which will be set as a flag, which will tell us the data is returned or not. So if this data returned equal to false, let me say this data equal to notice I'm using a 3 or equal to sign. This means that it is a strict equality, which means that it will compare both the value as well as the type. So the value here is false, the type is here is also a boolean type. So if data equal to false, and let me also declare a variable, because we need to retry for 5 minutes, right? So 5 times. So let's say that let count equal to 1, and then in this context let's say that count equal to count lesser than or equal to what is the number 5, because so if both the conditions are true, meaning that there is no data returned and the retry count is within the limit within 5, then we just try the retrying. So let me just print a message saying that we just retry attempt, and then let me print something so this meaningful. We'll say this. Let me just print the count, because this will, every time it prints, it's just going to get us a count here, right? Simple. Now if this condition is true, again we need to get the same retry, right? Obviously we just need to get the same loop, because in real time we'll write a code to get the data, but here just we are assuming that we are making a call. So we'll make the call here, and so let's assume that in third retry, we are just getting some data. So let's making that condition here. If count equal to, again note, I'm just putting a 3 equal comparison operator. This is going to check whether the type is 3 as well as the value is also 3. So value is 3, type is also the number. Now if that is 3, let's assume that we're just going to get some data. So the same data we're going to get here. Let's say that data equal to JS. And because we are getting the data in the retry, let's set this data as empty. Let's assume that we are getting this still an empty value in the first attempt, in the first time. So now the data is JS. Because we get the data, again we set all the flags, everything, right? So the data is returned equal to true, and then the status code, for example, will be true again, sorry, true 100. Status code equal to 200, and because we are in a loop, remember we are in a loop condition here, and then let's end the loop. The way we can end the loop, just put a break statement. So this break statement within if is issued to the while condition, while loop. So this while loop can be broken, right? So now we are just making an assumption that we get the data in the third attempt, right? And because we get the data, so we are setting the data here as a JS. Again, we are setting the flag as true, status code equal to 200, right? So this is our retry. Basically, just whenever you write a long piece of code, right, always remember to just minimize it and look for the logic, what we are actually trying it. So this is just a retry, right? Now, let's assume that even after 5, we don't get the data. So after every API that we make, we just to make sure that what determines whether it is success or failure, right? Obviously, if it is a failure, we just need to just assert it and say the API is failed. So in this condition, particularly, what will tell us whether the API is pass or fail? So obviously, and general API will tell us the status code is a one check, other check would be the body of the response, right? Let's assume that the data is written as empty, like empty string. So based on the status code as well as the data value, then we'll say whether the API is successful or not. So we'll make an assumption. If status code is not equal to 200, meaning if it is anything other than 200, or and the body, which means here in our context it is a data, if data is a falsy value, then you simply just print and say it is a, let's say that API is failed. Does it make sense? Because if we get either of this condition, meaning if the status code is not equal to 200, or if there is no valid data, if one of the conditions is met, then you just go and print here. But in real time, we will just assert an failure. It could be a choi say library, or maybe just simply throwing an error. So that will obviously end the loop, because if it is the one of this condition is met, then obviously it will just print and say API call is failed. But if there is going to be a valid data, that we have seen what we are doing with the data. If there is going to be a valid data, meaning if data, meaning that there is a valid data except for those 5 falsy values. We know what are those. Basically, if it is undefined, null, 0, not a number, as well as the empty string. Those 5 things will evaluate to false. But if this data is anything other than those 5, then we just do this particular action. What the action is here? We just set the result as a data is awesome and just print in the data. This is what we're just making use of the data and doing something with it. So now we have implemented this logic in a way, right? Because we understood all the piece of code and this is our code now. So in this context, because we are getting the data, empty data, so this block won't get executed. So obviously the data returned this flag will be false. That's what the initial value. Remember, I'm not putting a let here because this is all the declaration part, right? So in this condition, this won't get executed. That's fine. So it will go just going to retry it. Because I put a count here, let me also just put the increment here, right? Because we just need to put the count plus plus. Otherwise, it will just will not do anything. It will become an indefinite loop. So now in this example, just initialize the count variable as 1 if the data equal to false and count is lesser than or equal to 5. Remember, it is an AND condition. If both the conditions are true, then this block get executed. Obviously, what is going to do? It's just going to say retrying one attempt, and this is our assumption that in the third attempt it's just going to get some data. So we are just breaking the loop, and obviously this block will not do anything because the status code will be 200, which is of the number type. So obviously this will be met, so it won't even check the other part. Because this is OR condition, it will just look for one statement, one expression to be true, which means in this condition this will be a true, because it is not equal to 200. Obviously it is a 200, so obviously it is a false. So this block will not be printed. So this is done. Now we just do with the data here. So finally, we'll summarize what are the different type of operators that we use it here, right? So let's execute this program now and let's understand this. So as part of this, it's making a get call, retrying 1, 2, 3, because the third thing it just getting the data, and finally it just printing JSS awesome, right? So now let's understand and look at different areas that we use different operators. Now, looking at the logical operator, we have used AND a lot, right? Where have we used AND here? Because we used this condition. If data returned equal to false and count in less than or equal to 5, if both the conditions are true, you do something. This is a OR condition. There is there is a AND condition. This is an AND condition. Or here is basically if the status code is not equal to 200, or if there is no valid data, then you just do the failure here, right? This is the use case of where we use the OR logical operator. And where are we using the not? Because we are saying here, right? So we can say, instead of if data, we can also say if not, right? Obviously is that we can say if not, then you do something with it. Basically we have used it here. If there is no valid data, look at the exclamatory mark and then data. If there is no valid data, meaning that if it is anything of those 5 falsy value, then this get executed. So we have used the OR as well. So the logical operators usage is high, and also that we used a comparison operator, right? Equal to sign and not equal to and lesser than or equal to here, right? So these are all the real-time examples. And we also seen unary operator, because the type of operator can also be used. For example, let's assume that we are getting a data, and just let me print this as clg console.log. Simply say that the type of operator and just print something, type of data. So in this case, it will just tell us the what type of data this is. It's going to be a string because we are dealing with the string data. So if I just print this now, you're saying that the type of data is a string, right? So this is all getting executed now. So that means that we have used the type of unary operators as well. So ternary, which can also be used. And finally, we also use the string concatenation. So where the place, because look again, the rule is if you see a plus, it look like an arithmetic plus symbol, but if either side of the plus operator is a string, then this will be automatically converted to a string, and then this do a concatenation there. So we use this concatenation as well. So ternary can be also be used. For example, instead of doing a lot of things, if I just need to do a single thing, right? For example, instead of this, let me say a simple message. If data, instead of this, if we just put a data here and then put a question mark. If there is a data, let's say that success, otherwise just say fail, and then finally assign this to result and then print the result, because we stored, we declare the result at the top, so we just declaring here, and then finally we say that's console.log clg and then put the result. So now let's look at the syntax here. So here I'm just putting a data and question mark. This means that this will be executed, evaluated, and then see whether it is a true or false. In this context, because it is not one of the 5 falsy item, it will be evaluating to true. Obviously it's going to return success. Otherwise, the way we can say otherwise would be just a colon and then the next value. So if it is true, then success, otherwise it's a fail. So then we just store the value to the result variable and print this also. So this is a use case of where we use the ternary operator. Now if I just print it now, so what we're getting is a success here. So that's a use case of how we use the the ternary operator. So these, believe me, these are the most used set of operators that in test automation side. But there is other also, we can also use a different type of other operators like unary plus and arithmetic. So we have used a lot of assignment as well, right? You can see that this is all assignment operator. We're just assigning a value to the variable. And so this is pretty much the main use case and most of the use case of the operators. And we see a different topic in the next session.